Oh my goodness. Look at all this stuff. I guess if I had to give this video a name, I would say The World of LomoKino. Or how about this? The World of LomoKino. Anyhow, I'm here in the studio. My name is Michael Rosso. I'm the host of the Film Photography Podcast on iTunes, and I'm here today to talk about shooting with the LomoKino. We've had other vids where we talk about loading the LomoKino, unloading the LomoKino, scanning your film that you shot with a LomoKino, and you may say,
What the heck is a LomoKino?
it is a 35 millimeter camera that takes regular film, 35 millimeter film. You could use black and white, you could use color slide film, you could use color print film, 36 exposure preferred. And what it does is it records 144 frames on a single roll of film, which you will scan into your computer, drop into an edit software program, which, by the way, comes stock with every computer. You own a computer, you have the software. You would drop your frames into your editing software, and then you would have a movie, an animated movie where you could add dialogue, you could add music, you could add sound effects. It's pretty cool. So today we're going to talk about actually shooting with the LomoKino. Now, we already went through the fact that it has 3 f-stops, 5, 6, 8, 11. That's 1/100th of a second is the shutter speed. So if you're a super technical person, you could be out there with your Gossen Luna Pro measuring the light. As with most lomography cameras, you shoot from the hip. It's just grab and go. You grab your LomoKino, your film, and you go. You don't worry about the technical aspects of it. You could if you want to, but you don't have to. If it's bright sunlight out, then just grab 100 ASA film or 200 ASA film. That should be fine at the open shutter, 5.6. But let's say you want to shoot inside. It's dark. Like, let's say you want to shoot your favorite band, the Smooth Sailors, rehearsal session. What are you going to do? It's all dark. Well, Lomography recommends that you get their Fritz the Blitz flash, which this is the Fritz the Blitz. Now, if you buy it on their site, lomography.com, you'll see that the Fritz the Blitz is black. This happened to come with my La Sardinia camera, which it's the same. It's a Fritz the Blitz. So I bought their adapter kit online, which gives you this little bracket thing, the cord, so you could plug it into your LomoKino hot shoe.
Hot shoe.
And then I have to confess, I rigged this up myself from an old flash I had so that I could actually attach a LomoKino to, look at that. And you could do the same thing. I mean, you could kind of like use good old ingenuity. So now my LomoKino is actually attached to the flash. Here's the hot shoe adapter.
Hot shoe.
Goes in here. You would put your, because a lot of questions about using a flash, like, will it generate quick enough? Will I be able to shoot, my various frames, using the flash? Well, the secret is with the Fritz the Blitz is to put it on 1/8 power. You wait for your light to go on, your glowing green orb. And now you're ready to shoot. And check this out. Watch this. Watch this. It's pretty quick. Now, the speed will vary based on how juicy the battery is. Now, you may say, well, you're cranking pretty slow. Now, if you want to crank faster, as you can see, you may miss a few frames. But that's pretty fast. Look at that. Yeah. So that's shooting indoors with a flash, and it yields really nice results, as seen in this LomoKino movie that I made, shot at the Smooth Sailors rehearsal. one question may be, what about exposure? Will I, if I'm using 400 speed film, will I blow out everything? Will it be overexposed? It gets a little tricky. If you're using 100 or 200 ASA film indoors with the Fritz the Blitz, I left it on open at 5.6, and I got about 3 feet from my subject, and it exposed fine. Now, when I used 400 speed film, which is a faster film, I wheeled down. I closed my exposure down to f11, and I based it on. I really kind of winged it. I based on how close I got to the subject. So if you're going to get really close to the subject, you may want to make sure you're closed down to f11. As you back off your subject, it's a wider shot. Open up your shutter, and you could do this while you're shooting. And the key is, and there's actually a chapter in the book, about experimentation. It's really all about experimentation, and don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. And that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of just shooting from the hip, and I've turned out some decent stuff. Ooh, look at that. And I've experimented a lot with different ASA, 400, 100, black and white, color, and so far so good. So this is sort of a worry-free camera. You just shoot from the hip and don't worry about it. Now, methods of shooting. I've seen a lot of videos online where, folks are on the street with their LomoKino doing the old handheld. They're now from a photography filmmaking perspective, the more steady of a camera person you are, I've found the easier it is to scan, and the easier it is on the eye for the viewer. So if you're crazy with the camera, your picture's gonna be all over the place. Now, I'm from the traditional, George Romero school of camera making, of filmmaking. I put the camera on a tripod. This is a tripod, just so everyone knows. This is a tripod. You can get this at any camera store. I mean, you can get this in Walmart. And you would put your camera on the tripod, and that gives you a very steady shot and will make for a more professional-looking LomoKino movie. It gets a little cumbersome to have a tripod all the time, so put that over here. So I've opted for what's called a monopod. Look at this. This is made by the Calamute Company. If you go online and type in Calamute monopod into your Google, you'll come up with this. And it's actually quite nice. Look at this. This is like a 3D movie. Look at that. Look at that. The LomoKino snaps right on. Look at that. Really fast, so you could screw it on and screw it off really fast. And also, rather than having the cumbersome tripod with you, I've shot all of my LomoKino movies on this monopod. Watch. As long as you have a kind of a steady hand, you could do a really good job with a monopod. And it's so much easier to carry around. Look at that. It's fantastic. And also, if you're using the Fritz the Blitz, check this out. Now you'll have to figure this out yourself. I rigged this up myself with an old piece from an old flash and the little piece that came with the Fritz the Blitz. And it has a tripod mount on the bottom. Just put it on there like this. Oh, yeah. Put on your Fritz the Blitz. Oh, yeah. So satisfying. And now you look like, BMOC when shooting. Big man on campus. You're the talk of the town now. Look at that. You all ready to go? Check it out. Nice. And that's really it. Those are my 2 tips of, how to shoot with the LomoKino. You could use it handheld. You could use it on the monopod. You could use it on the tripod. And I'm sure you guys can figure out other things to do with it, like rent or buy an old wheelchair and get someone to. No, I'm not kidding. And get someone to push you around. You could have a moving shot. You know, go to the library and pick out like a book, preferably one made, one written in the 60s, basic filmmaking techniques. You can find some really cool stuff to do. What about double exposing? What if you ran a roll of film through your LomoKino, then rewind it back, and then shot it again? Huh. So many things to do, so many things to talk about, but maybe next time. Right now we gotta go. Gotta go. Jordan, I gotta go. You can email me at podcast@filmphotographyproject.com. My name is Michael Rosso. Just send me a note. Hey, Mike, I saw your video. And you can, of course, go to our main site, filmphotographyproject.com. See what kind of stuff we got going on there, blogs, videos, our internet radio show. We got a store. You can go into the store and see all sorts of wild analog photography stuff in there, and we'll be back soon to talk more about LomoKino and other film stuff. Wow.